Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals Podcast episode 92. It's our anniversary. That's right. We're celebrating today. We're going to be podcasting while painting pictures of each other. We've got some huge announcements, followed by one of the biggest questions lists we've ever tackled. And Ask Me Anything for the Nintendo Pals. All of that and more. Fellow Nintendo pals, and happy birthday to us. I am joined, as I am joined each and every episode, by my fellow Nintendo pal, all-around awesome dude, who is also celebrating the Nintendo Pals 2-year anniversary today. Funny enough. It's Micah!
Yup.
Oh, Micah, how the heck are you?
I'm feeling pretty good.
You might want to move your mic a little closer. You're pretty quiet.
It doesn't bend that way, unfortunately.
Oh, no. You're going to have to lean in while painting. Yes. So, Micah, I see you've got a canvas there.
I do.
I also have a canvas. And the plan today is we will be attempting to paint pictures of each other. And we're going to try and do our classic Twitch emote faces. We have Micah shocked face for me, and Micah is doing Andros let's go, which neither of us have very good reference photos for this, but
yeah, I just took like a screen snip or whatever it's called of the Discord emote and have blown it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do, and I'm gonna have to be looking back and forth between how this looks. These are gonna neither of us
quite as good blown up to about 20 times.
Neither of us are very artistic, although Micah has done painting before, and I thought it looks pretty good.
I've technically done painting.
I have maybe painted like once.
I've gone to two like paint night things with my family where someone paints something and they essentially tell you how to do it, and you just try and copy them as exact as possible.
Yeah, that's definitely more than I have experience-wise.
If only I had someone who would paint it first and then tell me exactly how to paint it. I think that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, well, today we break new ground. Welcome to it's not Bob Ross, it's Andros and Micah. Alrighty. Well, besides that, do you know what we're doing tonight, Micah?
I do, but do you know what we're doing tonight? Wait, it's in the morning right now.
Oh, it's the morning. Yeah, that's true. Are we gonna try to take over the world of Nintendo podcasts through 5-star reviews? That's right. We just did an episode, so we just shouted out the 5-star reviews we got this week. We got 2 brand new 5-star reviews, an anonymous review on Apple and on Spotify. Thank you so much. If you want to be an awesome Nintendo pal and help us out, help people find the podcast, find the show, leave us a 5-star review on Apple, Podchaser, Spotify, and Audible. All of those places have 5-star reviews you can leave. Or if you just want to leave reviews somewhere else, do it. Do all the positive button pushing that you can for Nintendo pals, because it helps us take over the world. So yeah, 5-star reviews. And now we can move on to our big announcement. A way that we can potentially see people help us out even more. We, today, have launched a Nintendo Pals Patreon. And you can get there by going to patreon.com/Nintendo Pals. And we just kind of wanted to talk through what we're planning on doing with that Patreon. So, yeah, there are 4 levels that you can subscribe to on this Patreon.
Patron at?
Yeah, you can patron at. The first is the Yup tier. And the Yup tier includes early access to Nintendo Pals podcast. You'll be able to get the episodes Friday nights instead of the usual Monday morning. So 2 days, a whole 2 days early, you can listen to Nintendo Pals podcast. And in addition to that, you will get a shout out in our brand new patron Poke Rap. And that's a one-time shout out. Your name will be listed in the patron Poke Rap at the end of the episode. We do not have a sample of that at the time because we don't have patrons. But we will have that ready and all set to go for next episode. So excited for that. And then you'll also get a special Discord role and Twitch badge. Plus, you will get access to a brand new, semi-existing already show, the post show, aka Nintendo Pals Plus, which is a brand new show. We have tons of episodes already recorded and ready to go up on there. So you will have access to Nintendo Pals Plus, the brand new show. That what do we talk about in Nintendo Pals Plus, Micah? I don't know how to describe this show.
Desire.
Yeah, it's just whatever we feel like talking about that day. It could be more Nintendo. It could be, we've talked about Star Wars. We've talked about sleep. We've talked about
that was one of my favorites.
We talked about differences in height, being tall and short. That like we just talk about whatever the heck we want to talk about on Nintendo Pals Plus, and it's a good time. It's a shorter show, but we have a blast making it. It's the show after the show, so you get the tired version of us. That's just kind of, I want to say unfiltered, but it's still family friendly and a good place to hang out, but it's more unfiltered thoughts, I guess. And that is the Yup tier. If you want to subscribe at the Yup tier. What do we got going next, Micah?
Then we have the Pretty Good tier, which includes everything from the Yup tier, but also has some behind-the-scenes content. Mostly, probably pictures of Andros editing things, wearing potentially different hats.
That's exactly it.
Similar to what we're doing in this episode, we'll have a monthly AMA, Ask Me Anything. So people in that tier can submit questions and we will answer them. And you will be entered into our weekly Patreon Poke Rap. So if you're at that tier every week, we will Poke Rap your username or name.
Yeah.
Like whatever you want.
Whatever you prefer. And the next tier is the Try to Take Over the World tier. And that is at $20 a month. And you get your own custom emoji on the Discord. So we'll work with you to make that and put it out on our Discord. You will get put on the credits of all of our YouTube videos, a digital thank you card, custom made by us, and all of the previous rewards for the Yup and Pretty Good tiers. Yeah, that's the Take Over the World tier. And we appreciate anybody subbing at that one because it does help us trying to take over the world.
Then we have the Platinum tier, which is kind of just for crazy people.
This is for the palliest of pals, the people that want to support us. If someone does, we'll be shocked. But hey, thank you if you do.
You might as well make one just in case. But they'll have the ultimate shout out. So we will.
Oh, wait. The tier is at $40 a month. That's why it's crazy. That's what we were saying with the. Yeah, sorry. I felt like I needed to point that out. They're like, how much does it cost? That's $1,000 a month.
$1 million. We'll retire after anyone patrons to it.
I like that. Yeah.
But this one includes the ultimate shout out. So we'll shout out not just you, but your content, your like Twitch handle or Twitter stuff.
Yeah, if you have anything you want us to shout out and promote, we'll shout out and promote it.
And we will send you a official digital Nintendo Pals producer certificate.
A degree in PAL.
Yeah.
In being a pal.
And then we will have your name on one or both of our walls.
Yep. Like, actually, we will print out your name and put it on our wall. That's the deal. Plus all of the other previous tier rewards.
And Andros will tattoo your name on his body.
No, we won't be doing that. But I think putting it up on the wall, it's like the fridge, you know? Like when you take the picture,
I mean, that'd be
put it up
even
on the
better. We
fridge.
should put it on our fridges.
Yeah, but you never see that. That's the problem. So it's essentially that. If I had a fridge in the background, that would actually be really great. Like, you get your name on the fridge. So there you have it. Check out patreon.com/NintendoPals for brand new show with Nintendo Pals Plus, and behind the scenes content, exclusive content, and a whole bunch of shout outs and praise and love for those who support us. So thank you so much. We've had several people requesting that we start up something like a Patreon, and it's been in the works for a while. We have the goal, if we get enough support, we will be doing more shows. Right now, we have a goal set for at like, I want to say we put it at 500 a month. We'll do Board Game Pals, an extra show, and we have more potential shows in the works that we'll see. We'll gauge how things go. As is, it might be a lower goal than that or a higher goal than that, depending on what happens. So yeah, this is super exciting for us, and we get to make more stuff for y'all. The reason we're doing a Patreon is so that we can pour more resources, time, and energy into Nintendo Pals, to the brand, to the show, to all the stuff we do here. And that's what it's for.
Yep.
Yeah. Also to feed Micah all those ramen packets.
Yep. I mean, we only need like 2 patrons. If I find Top Ramen on sale, 7 for $1. I've gotten it before. One of the greatest days of my life.
Yeah, there you go. That's enough to eat for a whole month.
I can live like at least 3 days off of 7 Top Ramen.
Yeah. Yeah. There you have it, everybody.
Potentially some instant mashed potatoes you mix in, or maybe an egg or 2.
So I guess I should have probably led with this announcement. We also want to announce that we have added a brand new team member to the Nintendo Pals. We are a trio now. They will not be a host on the show. They're doing behind the scenes stuff. That is Muggle Moo, those familiar with Muggle Moo in our community, who she will be taking on the role of content manager. So she's working with helping set up stuff like the Patreon and production behind the scenes, contacting and working with developers so that we can get review codes and play more games, review more games, talk about more games on the show, as well as work with sponsorships and all those getting guests for the show, all that sort of like behind the scenes stuff. She will be tackling the majority of that. She's now like the manager of what Nintendo Pals does. It's very cool. Very excited to have help in that regard, because that is a lot of work. So if you see Muggle Moo around, send a shout out and a thank you. She's awesome. And one more announcement, Micah. We are going to be doing sponsorships. We actually already have lined up to do a sponsorship. We're not gonna shout them out yet, just because Micah is still waiting to receive the stuff from the sponsor that we will be sponsoring. So stay tuned. We'll have codes that you can use to get discount deals on stuff. That's super exciting. What's really exciting about that is that we were actually reached out to and contacted first by these companies. So I'm super pumped to see the future of Nintendo Pals, so that we'll have more resources that we can put into making more fun stuff. We can buy more party decorations. So next year we'll have even more.
You mean you want me to spend more than $3 next time? Just imagine how it could
the possibilities. The possibilities. We have a lot of ideas for what we would like to do for Nintendo Pals, and some of it's just resource constraints. Mostly it's time, but a lot of that also is financial. So hopefully by having the sponsorships and also having Patreon, plus making more stuff, we'll be able to make Nintendo Pals even more self-sustaining. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited. Obviously, I'm throwing a whole party for it. So, yeah, there you go. Those are our big announcements. Nintendo Pals Plus, and a whole bunch of other exclusive rewards. We have a whole bunch of happy birthdays in chat. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in for this stream and for this podcast. We really appreciate y'all. And we know that it is not possible to be where we are at, where people are contacting us to freaking sponsor the Nintendo Pals. We're just two dudes hanging out. I can't believe it. So it's all thanks to people like you. Micah and I are still in shock that we are where we are at with Nintendo Pals. It's wild. Oh man. So, Micah, what do you say we dive into painting? Maybe we should set that up first before we do anything else.
I am so excited to show off this incredible painting I'm going to end with.
Yeah, so you talked to me yesterday, and you're like, do you have skin-colored paints? And now that I have them all in front of me, no, I do not.
I don't even have like a brown, and I'm not good enough to mix my own brown.
What do you mean?
Although I feel like brown's like the easiest color, isn't it? You just throw in like everything.
Yeah, you just put everything together and it makes brown.
Well, I'm gonna go with a fancier art style than that.
Oh, really?
Where colors don't matter.
Oh.
This is for you, all of our colorblind viewers.
I have 3 brushes that all seem pretty big. We'll see how this rolls here. Paper towel. I've got a full-blown canvas. You also got a full-blown canvas. Where did you get that? Yesterday you didn't have one. You're like,
Turns out we just have like a bunch of them back here in the corner.
Oh, really? Is that for real?
Yeah, we have like 14 of them, I think.
Well, what are the odds?
I have like 700 white shirts. I was actually just going to paint a shirt. I decided this is probably less messy.
That would have been so great, though. You make your own t-shirt. Speaking of, we did do an overhaul of our merch store, so there is new merch options available, and that's pretty cool too. So check that out. We have links to all that in the description of our show. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do because I do not have skin color. You're going to be very pink, I think. Maybe brownish.
It could be tan, Micah. That looks like
I'd say you're pretty tan. I mean, looking at us right now,
you're just that white. My skin hasn't seen sunlight in like 3 months.
I appreciate the kind words about how I'm just white. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Very.
I tell it how it is.
Barn red. It's like goldish color. I have a chat here. Camden says, I heard there's a couple crazy peeps here streaming for 12 hours.
Sound like a bunch of crazies.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Ooh.
It's going to be fun.
Forgot to shake my paint first.
Your skin is going to be a mix of gold and pink. We'll see how that works.
You're going to have some fire red.
Oh, no.
Fire red
no,
paint?
This isn't going to work. I can already see it. Do we have white paint somewhere? That is definitely going to be needed.
Yeah, you need your whites and blacks to like tint and shade things or whatever it's called.
Yeah, because this is... I mean, I don't want you to look like mustard.
Mustard is kind of like one of the worst condiments.
Or more accurately, like baby poop. This is what this looks like. Oh, we do have white. Thank goodness. That's going to be a saving tone here. We have a lot of white paint. Oh, and it's all warm. Oh, that's nice. Oh, gosh. It's not nice. All right. Well, Micah, while we do our painting, let's pull up this AMA. We have like 2 pages worth of questions to go through. Hopefully this goes well. And we can keep it like somewhat short. So we have like, what, an hour and a half before you have to bail?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why I bothered with this image of you. It's like 17 pixels.
Because it's like straight up.
It looks good when it's real small, but turns out it's actually just a very low quality.
Okay, wait, I can't. I just gotta hold this up. I don't know if you can see this. This paint is not mixing. It's just like swirled. It's not mixing together. Like they're different bases. So we'll hopefully.
Sure, I've got some oil-based ones and some water-based.
Oh, actually, it's working pretty good now.
Did you wet your canvas?
No.
Well,
I did
rookie
not.
mistake. You're totally gonna regret that at some point, I'm sure.
Probably. I probably will.
Do you want deep yellow or chrome yellow?
For my skin?
For something.
I'm gonna be like a Simpson.
I haven't planned out anything.
Same. This is as off the cuff as it gets for painting. But happy accidents, as Bob Ross says. This whole thing's going to be a happy accident.
This one or this?
That one, yeah.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Or this one? This one?
Use both. Mix them together.
Or this one? You
You
want this one?
Yeah.
Wow, the chrome yellow. Unexpected.
Okay, so first question, Micah, comes from Monkey Thunder. Asks, what's it like to be the best Nintendo podcast out there? What's it like, Micah? How do you feel? How do you feel about it?
It feels great. This is just completely. You get the other paint because it's solid.
You're like not even answering the question. I mean, I don't know if we're the best Nintendo podcast out there, but I'll take.
I was mostly thinking, why are you asking us?
Yeah, I'll take that we're the second best, at least. That way, everybody else we know that podcasts Nintendo can believe that they're the first place, and we're the second best. Because, I'm okay. I'm okay being your second favorite podcast. Maybe you have another Nintendo podcast you like to listen to, but we'll take that second slot. Because everybody knows that even though you say that other one's your favorite, we're really the favorite. So I appreciate that. It's like Camden says, the only Nintendo podcast. Yeah, we clearly are the only Nintendo podcast on the internet. We appreciate the compliment in the form of a question, Monkey Thunder. I appreciate that. Yeah, we really like making this podcast. We definitely did not start at the quality that we are at now. And I think the content quality is exactly the same. But our actual microphone and camera quality and overall production quality has increased so much, and we've learned so much. It's just awesome. It's fun. I really love podcasting. I'd love to do this as a career. So yeah. Next question.
Which board game fits your personality the best? Asked by Muggle Moo. I forgot about this question.
I did as well.
I'm leaning a little more towards Mansions of Madness or Dominion.
Really? I'm surprised by Mansions of Madness. I know you love that game, but
this isn't enjoyment. This is our personality.
Yeah, but you typically are not someone that likes chance. And there's a lot of chance in Mansions of Madness.
A fair amount, but I'm mostly just talking about the insanity.
The insanity?
And the hidden darkness in the world of that is Mansions of Madness.
I'm starting my canvas finally. You're going to be very orange, it looks like. This
is going a lot better than I expected.
The hidden darkness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's deep.
What can I say? I'm like a super deep guy.
The super deep guy. I was gonna say, personality wise,
And
it
then,
really
well, I guess
depends.
I'd say the dominion was just because I just dominated everything I do. Just to clarify, in case people
So
didn't
there,
realize that's what I was going for there.
I feel like I really enjoy cooperative, collaborative efforts. Like there's so Mansions of Madness would be a pick for me, I think. But I will actually probably go with the new Lord of the Rings game that I got because it has a little bit less chance to it, I'd say. What's like a cooperative skill based game?
Team chess.
Team chess, huh?
I'm sure that's a thing.
I really like collaboration and cooperation.
Yeah. Those are my go-to kinds of games as well.
That's just like also kind of my personality is to do more the collaborative stuff. But I also have this side of me that's very competitive. And I feel like that would be filled by something. But I don't like hardcore competitive. I like a more fun competitive. So I'm going to say Carcassonne, which happens to be my favorite game as well. It is a very competitive game, but it's kind of
And it
it
also
kind
has
of captures.
pigs, I think.
Yeah, that's true. And meeples. It's the first game to use meeples.
Is it the original
Yep,
Meeple game?
it is the original meeple game. Fun fact.
Trendsetters.
Just looks pretty good. This looks pretty good, I'd say.
Oh boy. This might be the best thing I've ever painted.
So yeah, I feel like that fits my personality best. I guess we're talking more like what game describes our personality, but like those are the two. I really love for the more complex games for it to be a cooperative experience, but I also love just a quick competitive game like Carcassonne. All right, let's move to the next question. Which game solidified your love for Nintendo? What would you say for that, Micah?
The original Smash Bros. For sure.
Like the N64 one?
Yep.
I think I might actually say the same thing.
I feel like that was like my first taste of Nintendo.
That's
I
one
didn't
of
even
my
have an N64.
that's one of my earliest memories of just like loving Nintendo. It's either that or Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. Yeah. That's my answer to that one. I'll also since you're saying Smash Bros, I'll switch it up. I'll do Super Mario World. There's just something so cool about seeing all of that crossover.
Yeah, for sure. It's like a nice taste of Nintendo.
My canvas slipped. Almost lost everything. Okay. Next question. Oh, I'll let you take the next one. Sorry. I just going over.
Do you prefer Xbox or PlayStation?
Neither. No, we have to answer it. So I will probably say Xbox. I don't have either.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the only times I've really like played them are when I borrowed other people's consoles, so I don't have like a lot of experience.
Yeah, I just feel like I played a lot more Xbox, and I think if I had the choice between the two, I'd probably go with Xbox, which doesn't make a ton of sense in the current Xbox state because I have a PC that can play all the games
Yeah, I feel
that
like
they
back
have.
in the day I'd probably go Xbox, but I'm probably leaning more towards PlayStation recently.
But I also actually really think Game Pass is a cool deal.
Oh, for sure.
I did use it once. Had that free trial, and I only played one game on it. But I was like, this is a cool thing that you can just have access to all these games. This is going to be something, Micah. Let me tell you.
I might have I've already peaked and just have finished my painting.
I can't see you because I have the reference photo up.
Everything I've tried to add a little
I
more,
love-
and it just looks terrible.
That's pretty great. I just have a circle so far, as you can see.
I like it. I like you started like from the middle, and you're going out to fill the circle.
Yeah, well, my plan is to put it all in here, and then I'm going to actually paint brushstrokes in to sort of give you nose shape. I'll maybe darken it a little bit.
I thought about doing that, but I wasn't sure how long it would take to dry.
Yeah, there's that problem.
So I didn't go for that idea.
I have so many tabs open right now.
Yeah, I feel like just there are a lot of good games on PlayStation.
That's right. There's a lot of good exclusives on PlayStation, but I have zero interest in them. Whereas I
also had zero interest in Slay the Spire for about 9 months.
Right, and then tried it and liked it. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like it's just like how much of that would change if I had it. But I think I'm just gonna answer from the heart right now. Currently, I feel like Xbox is where I would probably lean over PlayStation. Yeah. I think Xbox as a business is maybe running things a little bit better than PlayStation at the moment.
Bold.
Well, they just had a lot of problems with like we won't allow crossplay and
yeah, they seem to be moving past that a little bit though.
Yeah, hopefully things are shaping up. There you go, Micah. I just painted an egg.
It's only a while after Easter. I can't do the math in my head. Time is an illusion.
This is gonna be so.
It seems a little weird that it's so high up there.
That what's so high up?
The circle.
Yeah. I don't know why I did it so high up. It just felt weird to paint down lower here, so I'll just give you some shoulders or something. A really long, skinny neck.
Oh dang! Yeah, the image I have of you cuts off, so there's nothing there. Maybe I should just put a stick figure body on.
It's pretty accurate to real life. Alrighty. Well, I think that answers that question, so we'll move on to the next one. Which main Nintendo franchise out of Mario, Zelda, and Metroid is your favorite? It's a tough one for you, I think.
It is. I might have to say Metroid.
Really?
God, especially that original Metroid Prime. So good.
I think it will depend on the day for you. Like maybe Zelda will overtake it.
Yeah, well, like it depends on which game I've played most recently.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, Metroid is not my favorite for sure. That one's out of the running for favorite, but I do enjoy Metroid a lot. But it's actually pretty close between Mario and Zelda, but I think it's going to go to Zelda. I just feel like I have more wow moments with Zelda, where Mario is more dependable.
Yeah, there's like more content with Mario, kind of, but the experiences with Zelda seem to be a little more memorable.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Oh man, there's like a spot of yellow that didn't mix in. That question was from Maddie Beth. Thank you for the question. You want to read the next one?
Yeah, we got like a 3-point question here by Solo something.
Solo's out of town, so he's not here for the live stream, but I'm sure he'll be tuning into the podcast. So one of the OG Nintendo pals.
Yes, what has been your most stressful moment during the podcast? What has been your biggest disappointment? And what has been your most jump out of the chair with excitement moment? I think I got my excitement moment, but I'm not sure about the first two.
Yeah, we'll give your excitement, because I don't think I have one for any of these, like offhand.
The reveal of Metroid Dread.
Really? Because if you go back and watch it, you didn't jump out of your chair. I jumped out of the chair.
That's as close as I'm going to get.
This does not look good. Ugh. I've ruined your skin tone. It's like brown. I tried to add a little bit of like a darker color. And instead of adding black, I added brushed metal. It looked black.
Brushed metal.
I put it in and it was like, ooh, that does not look good.
I feel like I always overestimate how much paint I'm going to use. I put out these globs and I used like 2% of the paint I got.
So most stressful part of the podcast, or like stressful time of the podcast, I can't think of like a one time where I was like, man, I am so stressed out. But I have I probably preparing for this stream might be up there, because there was so much to do in preparing for our Patreon launch, and also working with the sponsorship, and getting all of these notes put together, and keeping up with all the social media, the giveaway, all while still producing our regular stuff. There's just a lot to do.
Yeah, I feel like maybe my most stressful is every other week when all of my streaming setup breaks, and now to try and fix it.
I feel awful for you every time that happens. Just like, man, I wish I was
got
there
my new
and could
cable,
help.
and I mean, once again, when I tested it, everything worked fine. So we'll see if that actually means it will work fine when I try to do it for real.
Yeah, we have a question in chat here. I'll slide it in right now. LPD asks, we all know that if there was a Micah t-shirt, it'd say pretty good. But what would an Andros t-shirt say? Do you got something for that, Micah? This was hard, actually, because let's go. I feel like that's not like a me thing. That's just a lot of streamers.
But it'd have to have your picture to go with it to make it more of a you thing.
Yeah.
But what's like a uniquely you thing? I mean, pretty good is not uniquely me. Lots of people say that.
Yeah, but nobody says it as consistently.
Yeah, LPD has a good suggestion. You're all that and more.
All that and more. That's true. I guess I do say that every episode. How the heck are ya? Is another one I use every. I actually, we had a hard time with this because our Patreon tiers are named after things that we say. Once I was like, Micah, what if we have a yup and a pretty good tier? Like those are the first two tiers of our Patreon. And it was like, oh, we have to do this. We have to do this. Because that's just such a fun idea. But then we were like, okay, well, we have two more tiers we want to do. What do we do for those? And they should probably be Andros quotes. And I was like, I don't have things that I say that really work for this. So we went with try to take over the world, which I do now say every episode. When we started that, I was not planning. That was a one-time bit, and then it got. I did it another time, and we had a review that was like, all hail Emperor Andros and Emperor Micah. And I thought it was so funny that I was like, we just got to keep going. We just got to keep doing the take over the world bit. So that's why it's here. And that's why we do it every week. A good old Pinky in the Brain reference.
Yep. I don't think I have anything for biggest disappointment though.
Yeah, coming back to Solo's question. Biggest disappointment?
I mean, your biggest excitement has got to be either Sora in Smash or Switch Sports, right?
Yeah. Oh, and those are both pretty high up there. I'd probably say Sora and Smash. I lost my mind more.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Switch Sports, I willed into existence. I believed it would come. I did not believe Sora would ever make it to Smash Bros. That was so. Just, I did not believe it was possible. That was. Biggest disappointment. LPD says Micah's biggest disappointment was being woken up to see the OLED reveal.
That or
that was...
when everyone's like, "You should play Ocarina of Time," and I had to do
No,
it.
you're not gonna bring Ocarina of Time.
That's it. That was my biggest disappointment.
Yeah, biggest disappointment on the podcast. Like to do with the podcast stuff. There have been times. I'd say some of my biggest disappointments are some of my proudest moments as well. When we launched, when I launched the YouTube video for Breath of the Wild cooking speedrun and for Nose Percent, I was like so excited. I was like, these are going to be really cool videos, and they didn't really take off. And so that's probably what I'd say is like the biggest disappointment, is working so hard on something and that not getting the traction that you'd like to see. But it's still out there. It still could, and that there's always that. And I'm proud of how it turned out. So there's that.
You need to make. I'm still waiting for you to make some like custom nose glove for future Nose Percent runs of different games.
Oh boy. We'll see how this nose is. Speaking of nose, I am making your nose right now.
Wow, it looks fantastic. Your nose is a blob of color.
Have you finished? Are you not painting anymore?
I don't know if I'm going to paint anymore. I tried to paint a little more and it just made things worse. I think I'm going to let it dry and then maybe I'll try and add more layers or something. But I think I've peaked. Also, your ears are not level at all. Looking at this painting.
Oh, man. I'm like trying to blend colors here to give you your basic shapes that I need to have. It's actually working decently. Give some shading to the eyes, where the eyes will be.
Oh yeah, I'm getting a kind of a Squidward vibe going on though.
That like painting of Squidward where he holds up a painting of himself. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going for here.
Yes, the biggest disappointment for me has got to be every time I think about Metroid Prime 4 and how it is not out yet. That's not really related to the podcast. But that's all I got.
Some shading. I'm trying some advanced techniques here that clearly I don't know how to use.
Yeah, did your yellow dry already? How did you?
No, but I kind of am leaning into that where it's.
Oh, I see.
It makes it so it blends a little bit better.
Yeah, that's why you got to wet your canvas first. It makes blending easier.
Does it?
Yeah. Pro tip. Well, it probably also depends on the paints and stuff or something. I don't know.
Micah
and probably what canvas you're using.
Does that answer that question fully? I think so.
I think we eventually got around to all of them.
Yeah, jump out of your chair with excitement was definitely. I'm definitely going to have to go with Sora on that. And people watched that, and I think some people thought that was a fake reaction. Absolutely not. I've never faked my reactions. I am that over the top when I am excited. But I'm not the type to like play it up for the camera, even though it does seem that way. And I see some, and I'm like, that's definitely people playing that up for the camera. And then I look at mine, I'm like, well, that looks pretty similar to what I do. So maybe it's not. I don't know. I get excited for things that I'm really into. This is going so poorly. All right, I'll ask the next question here. Yeah, thanks for checking the boxes on that. Makes it easier. Third Strongest Mole asks, do giraffes have vocal cords?
Do you know the correct answer to this?
I don't. I didn't do any research in advance.
Well, who says I did any research? Maybe I just like giraffes and I know things about them.
Do you? So do you know?
I do know. And Giraffes. Do you want to make a guess here?
I'm gonna guess no, because why would we be
Why
asking
would you
about it?
guess no? What kind of living creature besides a jellyfish
Well, why would
cannot
he
have
ask a
vocal
question?
cords?
Why would he ask a question?
Maybe because their vocal cords, if stretched out, are half of a mile.
Is that you're making that up?
I am making that up. Giraffes do not have vocal cords.
I appreciate that. You had me for a sec. I was like, no, everything I thought.
Yeah, in the last 12 seconds has been rocked. So yeah, I mean, no, they do not have vocal cords, but they can make sounds still. Not that many, I don't think.
That is weird.
I definitely looked it up, by the way.
You definitely look with me. I appreciate your honesty. We're nothing but honest here at Nintendo Pals. I better give you your ears. This is going to be tough, though, because your ears are just covered by your hair in this picture.
Oh.
So I actually don't need
So
all of your ears.
Do you need to even paint my ears?
I'll just do like the bottom half, because you can see the bottom.
And our next question is also by Solo something.
Nice.
By the way, third strongest mole asked that giraffe question. I don't know if that was mentioned.
I think I said that, but maybe I didn't.
You probably did.
Thank you, Sam, for that question.
But is there a special moment / memory you can share in which you knew you were a Nintendo fan for life?
I have this vivid memory of a kid as a kid being at someone's house and watching them play Smash Bros. On one of those huge TVs. You know those like big square projector ones that were
like huge? You mean like back in the day where it's like 27 inches and you're like, wow.
No. I'm talking like what you would see in a lot of modern televisions in size, but it's like a huge box. I can't remember what they're called, but they existed at that time, and very few people had them. It used like this like projector type.
Projector? Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
And they were like 4 feet thick, like they were not.
They had to get a crane to lift it into their living room.
Exactly, they were like not convenient for use. So I have that memory, and I don't know if that really makes sense for this question, but it's just like I feel like seeing that I was so excited by Smash Bros. I did not have my own N64 at the time.
Mine's kind of similar. I mean, I don't remember like a specific moment per se, but just playing Super Smash Bros. Or is it just Smash Bros. For the original? I don't know. But the original Smash Brothers, we had some, had some good family friends that we played a lot of Smash Bros. With.
Yeah.
And then at one point, one Christmas, our parents gave us the choice between a GameCube and an Xbox. And we went with GameCube, and I feel like that decision forever cemented me being a Nintendo fan.
Yeah, let's go. I will also say, if I'm talking about like an in-game memory, the first moment that I hit Hyrule Field in Ocarina of Time. I know Micah's going to come in here and smack on it, but I just
that big open field that takes forever to run through and there's nothing to do in. Or are we talking about a different Hyrule Field?
I'm talking about that Hyrule Field, because at the time, like this is when the game was first out. It was like just mind blowing. I'd never seen anything that big in a video game.
Yeah,
and it was like what, and you see the castle in the distance. You see the volcano in the distance, and yeah, a lot of it you fill the gaps with your imagination as a kid, but it's just like. That moment, which Zelda continues to capture again and again and again, that moment of discovery, that moment of just like, this is a world that I get. It is at my fingertips. I can go wherever I want. Breath of the Wild did that again as an adult. And that's just so cool. So hopefully that answers your question, Solo. We'll go to the next question here. This is a hot topic here. From Mr. the Magnificent. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
What do you say?
No. It's a hard no from me.
My thoughts exactly.
I'm glad we agree on something.
But what would you call it if you had to call it something?
If I had to call it something, it's a hot dog, right?
Exactly my thoughts. It's a hot dog. It's its own thing.
It's a sausage that is. Oh no, we have Camden in chat. And Camden's actually. I know Camden IRL. He is actually a culinary graduate. Like went to school to do.
Well, he
stuff.
needs to head back to school. It looks like
he says a hot dog is 100% a sandwich. Nah. Sandwich has a top
two pieces.
Yeah.
2 pieces of bread.
Well, it gets dicey. It gets dicey when you say that because there is a lot of people that do their sandwiches where they cut into the bread and put the stuff in and then fold it back
sandwich. Over. That's a hot dog.
Oh, so Subway doesn't actually make sandwiches. They make
those
hot
aren't
dogs.
Sandwiches. Those are hot dogs.
Here's my distinction because I've thought this through to that point. If you were to cut the seam, you would still eat it with the bread being on top and bottom. A hot dog, if you were to cut the seam, you could no longer eat it. You would have to eat it like a sandwich, and that's wrong. That's not okay. So if you cut the seam of a hot dog, it ruins the meal. The hot dog will fall through. It doesn't work. But on a sandwich, you could cut the seam, and it wouldn't affect your experience with eating. Right?
Sure.
So that's why I believe that a hot dog is its own category. You could have bratwurst. You can have any form of sausage in a bun that you are holding with the bread on the sides at an angle. That will be a hot dog. And it's not a taco. Let's not bring that in here. Let's not bring that in here. That's not a taco. Tacos use tortillas. Different bread material.
Well, sometimes there are corn tortillas. But I mean, are those still the same as
still
just a tortilla?
It's still a tortilla.
What makes a tortilla a tortilla?
The flatness, I guess.
The flatness?
Yeah. So if you have a hot dog in a tortilla, then it's a hot dog taco.
Because I say corn tortilla, but I'm like, I don't particularly consider it a tortilla. It's just a substitute for a tortilla made of corn.
I'm debating what I do next with this picture. So I guess I'll just do your hair next.
The Camden is asking for what we think the definition of a sandwich is.
What's the definition of a sandwich? Yeah, then you're getting weird here. I feel like because there are some things that are like this. Is this a sandwich? And it doesn't use bread; it uses chicken.
I mean, that's not technically a sandwich. Just like those potato patties aren't really meat. They're made of potato.
So it has to be bread.
Has to be bread.
Okay. It's Micah's.
I mean, I guess you can kind of say like a bread substitute. Those are like pseudo sandwiches. They're a subset of sandwich or something.
I have too much paint in this little thing. I'm just trying to scoop it to another part so I can mix a new color. This is going so bad. I'm putting a lot of effort into this, Micah, so I hope this doesn't turn out just absolutely atrociously ugly.
At one point, I put a lot of effort into mine.
But then it'd be accurate. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Remember, we're not doing self-portraits here.
I
have your hair kind of spiking the wrong way, I just realized. So I gotta make it bigger on this other side.
All right, next question. Thank you for the question, Presto. Appreciate it. What is the difference between an egg and a rock? From Mute Dog.
One of them's a lot more difficult to eat.
I feel like they're like, what does this mean? I feel like there's some hidden meaning to this question. I don't know. Yeah, I guess eggs are for eating and for making animals. It's so dumb. Eggs are for making animals, and rocks are
Eggs are the non-lethal weapon form, like the unlethal form of rocks as a weapon as well. So you can attack someone with a rock if you really want to hurt them, or you can attack someone with an egg if you don't really want to hurt them. Just hurt their pride or something.
I'm making dark brown now. Your skin tone was light brown, and I'm making dark brown. But this looks more gray. What do you add in to get something more brown?
All the colors.
All the colors?
All the primary colors or whatever. Red, yellow, blue.
Maybe I could add in more gold. Maybe I add in sparkles.
Oh.
Glitterific.
Nice.
I'll probably just do that around the edges at the end. Oh, man. All right, we gotta go through some of the question. Yeah, thank you, Mute Dog, for the question. I love how the mix of these. Some of these are gonna like extra serious questions, and then we just have like, do giraffes have vocal cords? Which I guess is serious.
Yeah, it's very serious to the giraffes. Like, I mean, I guess this next one's not really much like a question per se, but Mr. the Magnificent.
Yes.
Says, I want you two to argue about what the best console era was. Switch versus GameCube.
Yeah, because Presto has listened to the show enough to know that I feel like the Switch is the best. And also thinks that Micah might disagree. I'm not sure though. I think you do agree, you do love the GameCube era.
Yeah, I mean the Switch is very close. I think once that Prime 4 comes out though, as long as it's not terrible, but I believe it will be magnificent, the best Metroid Prime game ever made. And I think that will tip the scales into the Switch being the best era.
Do you? Okay, so you're currently saying,
although there's still there's no 1,000-Year Door equivalent.
True, but there are a lot of RPGs that were not on the GameCube because the GameCube didn't have a ton of RPGs. Not as many as the Super Nintendo, I'd say. There was like nothing on the N64, so I guess it's more than that. There was just none. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if there's much of an argument to be had here. I definitely feel like the Switch is the strongest in all of the console generations. I don't really consider the GameCube to be strong. I just didn't have it, you know? So I wasn't in it. But like I don't think of the N64 as like the strongest Nintendo library. Because it just had Nintendo First Party and Rare with some offshoots. The Super Nintendo has a pretty big library of games. Because they were like the dominating force at that time.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you haven't even played Luigi's Mansion 3 yet though, right? I feel like any Metroid Primes, I feel like you're just missing out on a lot of what made the GameCube era great.
Right. Because you got Pikmin in there. Like a lot
you have played some new. Played Pikmin 3.
Yeah, a lot of staples to what Nintendo has in their catalog started on the GameCube. You listed off a couple there: Metroid Prime,
Luigi's Mansion,
Pikmin. Like a lot of people say, like Smash Bros. Really started there.
That's where Paper Mario peaked. At least
Yep,
some
yep.
aspects
Paper
of Paper Mario.
Yep. What else started on the GameCube? I feel like there's more.
It's that Wave Runner that started the GameCube. Actually, I feel like people have been like, Wave Runner, it's so good.
Wave Runner? Wave Race?
Wave Dash? Wait, is it Wave Race?
Wave Race started on the N64.
Oh, did it? Well, there's also a game, Wave Runner, I'll have you know. I don't know what system this is on. Oh.
Yeah,
Monkey Thunder says Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah, Animal Crossing. How could we forget that? Animal Crossing started there. Also sort of on the N64, but for the US. Trying to get your flowy locks is very tough.
There's something special to it that's hard to capture in paint.
Yeah.
You know. I guess that kind of answers the question. I feel like we didn't really argue much, besides me just saying you're a fake fan, having never played most of the greats. Where many great games have peaked, game series have peaked.
Yeah, I'm a fake fan, as Micah said.
That was my attempt at starting an argument. Didn't work.
Yeah, when you miss a console generation, it really affects how people treat you in the Nintendo fandom. And GameCube fans will never appreciate my opinions. But luckily, we have Micah here to balance it out on this podcast.
Yeah, so someone can.
And then I'm here to bring in 3DS and DSi and a lot more of the handheld.
Well, I think I had the DSi.
You had a DSi?
It was a DS Lite. I had a slightly fancy DS. It might have been the DS Lite or something.
This is tough. If you're done painting, you want to take the next question? I'm like, I feel like I'm just barely starting.
Paint while distracted. But I see how it is. You just want this painting advantage.
I do. Well, you could paint
more.
more.
I'll give it to you, I suppose. Mr. the Magnificent asks, when you finally take over the world, what will you do?
What will we do, Micah? What will we do when we take over the world? Probably keep doing this. Probably keep Nintendo palling.
I was like, I'll take a whole bunch of the money and semi-retire from things. I'll buy my own island.
Wait, we take over the world, we get money?
I mean, if you take over the world, all the world and its possessions belong to you, do they not?
I don't know.
I vote yes.
I vote yes. I don't know if that's how it works. Depends on what kind of government we set up.
Well, I vote that's how it works. I mean, if we do, yeah. We don't I'm not planning setting up a government after I take over the world.
Oh, we're just taking it over. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
To be determined, I guess, what we'll do. But we'll definitely keep doing Nintendo Pals no matter what. I feel like this is actually turning out better than I was expecting. If I'm being honest with myself here.
I mean, it kind of looks like a skull
with hair
from this distance, because there's just some darkened shading for where my eyes and nose are.
Yeah, well, I'm going to put your eyes and nose in. I just sort of shaded it. Also gave you a really 5 o'clock shadowy face.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I was like, are you planning to do something there? Because I do not get that at all.
Well, it's supposed to be just shadow.
Ah, I see. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yes.
so much hair in this picture.
Oso asks, what's it like to feel so old? You know, being 2 and all.
Oh, our podcast?
Yeah.
I was like, what? It feels weird. Like, can you believe that we've been doing this for 2 years?
Yeah, let's say it kind of feels unexpected.
Yeah. I can't believe how not terrible this is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so far relatively impressed. And then I look at mine, just like, definitely so good. It's a good thing art's subjective.
It's kind of just relying on these like more brush like strokes here to show that that's hair. It actually that works pretty good.
Yeah, you got to keep like the same kind of movement and direction. I did not do that because
too much effort.
Because your hair is just different than my hair. So I guess next question.
Sorry, I can read the next one.
I was like,
how great is NH? Oh, sorry, go.
Well, I feel like we just didn't really answer that last question all that well, but I don't know how to answer that. Anyways, yeah, just unexpected.
I liked that answer. So Micah and I have started projects together. We both went to college together. We tried launching a Kickstarter, doing video games together. And just in general in my life, I've started a lot of projects. And I've never stuck with anything. But I found what I like here with Nintendo Pals. Something I can stick with. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, I'd say.
So, next question. How great is NHL 94 Rewind, and why isn't it on the Nintendo Switch? And this was asked by Chris HL94.
No way, Chris asked this?
Yeah,
I thought maybe someone
surprise,
else.
Surprise. Turns out there's only one person who cares about this.
Whoa, that's not true. That's not true. A lot of people love NHL 94 and like NHL 94 Rewind. Yeah.
I mean, having never played NHL
94 or Rewind.
So I don't really know, but like maybe, I mean, just maybe, what if it's actually not that good of a game?
But what if it is and you just don't know?
I mean, it could be, but that's just one of my theories. Maybe it's not, or maybe, I mean, it might be a great game, but the following just isn't there to make it worthwhile.
Well, I'm looking on the screen off the side here on how this looks in camera. It looks way worse than in real life. The shadow's so much more intense.
I would say I think mine looks better when it's off at this angle, so you can't see it very well.
I am a little bit surprised at the lack of hockey games on the Switch. I will say that. I just feel like, why not? Hockey is a loved sport.
But is it as loved as other sports?
Is it as popular as other sports? I don't know. I think so.
At least in some places. Some places are real big.
It's extremely popular in Canada, but it's also extremely popular here in the US. I used to live in St. Louis, and they are huge in their hockey.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I guess the places I've lived, hockey has been like the lowest tier sport.
Yeah. Which is weird because we grew up in Washington State, which is pretty close to Canada. Like, why is there not a hockey
Although
scene
now
there?
Seattle does have their own hockey team, so that might change a little bit.
What's the name of the hockey team?
The Krakens.
The Krakens.
Or maybe just the Kraken. I don't know exactly.
Well, Chris, we don't have an answer. EA's dumb. I can confidently answer that. That's why it's not on Switch. Like, hopefully they get bought out by somebody else who will do something with their IP on the Switch. Thank you. Next question comes from Spider Shan. He asks, pie or cake? What's your preference, Micah? I don't actually know the answer to this one for you.
I think I gotta go with cake. You can also make ice cream cakes, and that's where it's at.
So I say, yeah, okay. You got that. You got me there. I was gonna say, I say cake, like is my quick reaction, quick response. But then I think about all the cake I've had, and like most of it's not that good. Whereas like pie is consistently good to me. I'm like, I can't think of a
there
bad
aren't very
pie.
many varieties of pie.
Yeah, but
Cake's
when you talk about
all...
ice cream cake and like the different types of cakes you can have,
because you can get cake and put some fruit on it, and it's practically a pie.
Monkey Thunder in chat says brownies, and yeah, if that's a choice, I'm gonna go with brownies every time. Brownies are so good.
Excuse me?
Over cake? Heck yeah.
What? I'm trying to think of something I'd put below brownies, and nothing is coming to mind.
You don't like brownies?
Nobody makes brownies the correct way.
You don't like gooey.
I don't like gooey things.
And most people
a lot of brownies are kind of gooey. I mean, I do really like pie, but it's got to be a fruit pie, and it's got to be hot, and it's got to have ice cream with it.
I'm going to try and blend this shadowing in a little bit more, but it doesn't look like that's going to really work out for me.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about painting a skin color for you, but I felt like the canvas white was the most accurate.
I appreciate that. All right, next question. Andros and Micah open a Nintendo-themed restaurant. Describe the decor and some of the menu items. This is from Spider Shan, by the way. I think we would disagree on what on the theming.
I mean, I think it's got to have all of the greats.
It's just gonna have everything.
Yeah,
we're not gonna
Smash Bros of Nintendo restaurants.
Okay, never mind. I thought we were gonna disagree. I completely agree on that. Let's do it.
Except we won't have any mention of Fire Emblem.
Chat here, Brian says we need a Micah cooking stream, cooking brownies the right way.
Well, first of all, you got to get those pans that make all corners. Have that thing running
Oh, you're
through.
A corner piece. See, This is Micah. This is why you and I need to go everywhere as a duo, because I'm a center brownie guy. So if we both tackle like we go to a party and they're like, here's a brownie dish, you and I can take it. Like we'll be like, all right, I'll take all the centerpieces, you get all the edges. Yeah, it's perfect. It really works out. I need to get started on some of the actual details on your face because I've got nothing. It's just
It could be how I look when you don't have glasses on.
This is the version of Micah that haunts my night terrors.
Nice.
Doesn't have a face. Yeah, I don't know. So come back to this. I don't know exactly what the decor would be, but if we just go with Smash Bros, it would just have a little bit of everything. Maybe it's sectioned, like, and you go through like gates that get to different zones. So you could eat at
choose your zone.
Yeah, you could eat at like a sci-fi zone that has both Metroid and Star Fox. Yep. And then there's like a fantasy zone that has Fire Emblem, Zelda.
Why are there so many of these characters zone? And it's just
You're like, and everybody, that one will be the biggest one and have the most tables. I'll be like, why are there so many tables in this section?
And there'll be no one eating in there. Oh, we got Mimsy Dog asks in chat, did you guys announce the winner for the Switch OLED yet?
We did back at the start of the episode. N Johnson won the Switch OLED. Appreciate you coming into chat, Mimsy Dog. Appreciate being here.
And we got some Luigi's Mansion.
Some Luigi's Mansion? No. We won't have Luigi's Mansion. That'll be a seasonal theme. The whole restaurant gets taken over for like all of October.
I mean, I guess I can kind of see that.
September, October.
And
it's like
December.
Boom. Through December.
May through July as well, maybe.
There'll be like a nice little Animal Crossing theme. But really what we're going to do is make sure we have the food needs to be like really great themes. I really like what they're doing with the Super Nintendo world. You have like Toad's kitchen, and you can actually see the Toads cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah. All right. Well, we're running short on time here, so let's move to the next question. Spider Shan has another one. What is your elevator pitch for a Kirby movie?
The Mist, but with Kirby.
I'm not familiar. Is The Mist that like scary movie where they're in their car?
At one point, I think it's The Mist. Yeah, Stephen King's The Mist. Yeah, and there's like this big old mist / fog bank thing that rolls in. There are all these scary creatures in it, so you can't go into the mist. But Kirby's there.
In the mist?
No, fighting against the mist.
Oh, interesting.
Fighting things in the mist.
This is tricky here. This is where this is going to look really bad. I spent like an hour on the shading of the upper lip.
I think it was 9 hours or something like that. Spend 9 hours shading your upper lip.
Could you pass me a toothpick off to the side? Thank you.
Toothpick? You're getting way too fancy.
I gotta get some lines in for your teeth.
You're doing teeth and all?
Yeah, that's a prominent part of this picture.
I'm doing not teeth.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. Oh
gosh, lost another balloon.
The whole set's falling apart as we
streamer. The whole streamer was taped to fell off.
Running short on time. Well, okay, yeah.
I just got to bail for a couple hours in about an hour.
Yeah,
maybe a little less actually.
So Micah's pitching Mist. I'm just gonna say it's like it's just a kids movie. Actually, it would be pretty fun if they like Sonic'd it. You know, you have like a very hyper realistic Kirby, but they have to
redesign.
Yeah, exactly. They release a trailer for it, and people are like, "That is horrifying."
Human teeth.
Yep.
Kirby with human teeth. I don't like that.
And then it ends up they do a whole redesign on Kirby because it's so bad, and then he ends up being just great. We have in chat, I loved the Kirby show. Yeah, they should just like basically make a movie version of that where Kirby lives in like a little village of other people and has to fight off an invading King DDD. It would definitely a live action. I feel like Hollywood will try and do the Sonic thing, and they'll be like, "Yeah, let's put him in the real world. What if Kirby comes to the real world?" And it'll end up looking like all those horrifying commercials we've watched.
Oh, they can't possibly make their Kirby that bad.
I don't know, man.
That one did have human teeth. One of them at least, didn't it?
This is rough. The teeth are going to be so hard to make look good.
Our next question is by Purple Riolu, the 4,567th.
What kind of work? I appreciate the name change. What was the question? I'm sorry, I was talking over you.
What kind of work do you do?
So I am a software engineer. I work making virtual training systems. So, yeah,
like kung fu training, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I am almost a software engineer.
Yeah, we both have the same degree, although you haven't quite graduated yet. You're looking for an internship.
Yup. It'll happen one of these days. Hopefully.
Yeah. That's what we do. I thought there was going to be more to that question when you asked it, and then I just ended up being like, yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, that's kind of it. And then by the same question asker, Purple Riolu, the 4,567th, how old should a video game be for it to get a remake? And the answer is definitely older than however often they remake Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's necessarily like a time frame, but there's like there have to be enough advancements in video game design and making themselves for it to warrant a remake.
I'm okay with it just happening whenever. I think it bothers me.
What if a game is released and 3 months later they release their remake of that game?
Like Skyrim.
Just like Skyrim. Yes.
Like that's the thing. I like it, that doesn't bother me too bad, I guess. I don't know. Like,
I guess it does, like them remaking
that,
games doesn't particularly bother me. It's just they could be making new games.
True. But as long as they're doing that, then I guess I don't really care if they just want to remake a game over and over again. That's fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think if I get to pick, I'd prefer sequels over remakes almost always. But the fact that companies do remakes isn't something I'm super bothered by. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but that's how I feel about it. Next question. I was asking that same question again. What is a game you want to get remade that hasn't already been rumored or announced to be getting a remake? Okay, so this is a good follow-up question. You got an answer for this one, Micah?
Golden Sun would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's a good pick.
Then maybe you'd finally play it.
Yeah, I definitely would if they remade it. I'd play it if they just released it on like a Game Boy app on NSO.
Well, I'm pretty sure you could have gotten it on the Wii U. Maybe it was the Wii.
I don't know how this is looking to you guys.
A little horrifying, but
it doesn't look as bad. Like I am looking at it on camera, it does not look as bad in real life. I don't know what it's the angle like distorts it. Once I have it facing dead on.
I feel like this might be a little teaser. The best painting I've ever painted.
I am so excited to see it in full glory. Once, and there it is in full glory. Yeah, that's great.
Who knows if I'll add more glory to it?
I think I'd be down for a remake of Ocarina of Time.
Oh, they could make it actually good now.
Just like really enhance everything
and rehaul the entire combat system.
They could. I mean, that's what they did for like the Final Fantasy VII remake. I want something of that caliber. And I personally am not one that's like that. desecrates the
sanctity of
the game. Like, for some reason, I do feel that way about movies, but I don't feel that way about games. I'm just like, nah. Because the old one still exists, I can still play it and experience it.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the same thing for movies, so I don't make any sense. That's okay. I don't have to make sense, right? There's no rule. I gotta make your eyebrows. I just realized you don't have eyebrows. That's a kind of important feature.
I was planning on giving you eyebrows.
Micah, I'm working hard on this, okay? This is gonna be... I'm gonna, like, send this to you. Just go up on the wall next to the Patreon names.
Yeah, that's what I'll do with it.
It's cut to you, like, lighting it on fire.
Well,
never again.
You can make some good kindling with canvas, I think.
Next question. How on earth do you find time to stream and do a podcast with a family and kids? Oh, this is for me. Andros, how do you find time to do this? From JDP Cart. This is a great question. I am so tired right now. Like, I'm so tired. But the thing is, I really love doing Nintendo Pals. I really love doing it. And it just makes me better in the rest of my life because it charges, it gives me the energy and the charge to be a better family man, I guess. But yeah, it's just I'm lucky at a stage right now where my kids go to bed fairly early.
Usually,
yeah. And so I do have that benefit. But I don't know. It is a lot to try and balance all of that stuff. So keeping up with, like, news and things, I play a lot of games with my kids, and like in this picture, your eyebrow goes back below your hair, but I'm not going to do that because it would just look weird in the painting. You sort of look like a Muppet. so right now.
Perfectly accurate to real life, then.
I feel like I don't really have, like, a great answer. It is a lot, and trying to balance it all, I feel like I just end up staying up too late working on things, and I don't think I do a fantastic job at balancing all of those life aspects. That's one of the reasons that's another reason we want to do the Patreon, kind of make doing this have some, like, financial upside as well, I guess, because it more justifies spending the time that I spend. I need justification. Yeah, psychological justification. Well, and hopefully it will make it so, like, eventually this could be something I do for a living. That would be cool. I think it's possible. Yeah, I don't know if that's do you have any insight on, like, how I do it, Micah? Because I've talked to you about this a bunch. It's just like, it seems like there's...
You just do it.
You just do it.
You're making your dreams a reality.
Trying.
This next question is targeted for me by JDP Cart 18. Is there something that you do for the podcast that you think you do better than Andros, or do you tend to share the load? Well, I think I handle awkward silences better than Andros.
Insert awkward silence.
That's right. And who broke first?
Me.
It wasn't me.
I just thought it was funny.
Sorry, I got an Amber Alert. like on my phone. But yeah, I mean, I like how you asked, or do you tend to share the load? We don't really share the load all that much. Like, Andros does most things. And I am good at just giving that winged opinion and knowledge. I like to wing things a little bit because there's a different perspective that way.
Micah talks it down. He does help out, but I do carry a lot of it just because I really enjoy doing it. Not that Micah doesn't enjoy doing it. Well, I don't know. Like if we want to talk more seriously about this, I do feel like this is a good ask me anything question. I feel like I am a lot more confident with my work doing Nintendo Pal stuff than you are. So that's pretty.
This
accurate,
is definitely
right?
better than yours.
I meant like making video. I meant like making video content or reviewing something or doing that stuff. I just don't have any reservations. Where you tend to be much more methodical in thinking about that kind of stuff, and so you're like, I don't want to review that because I just feel like I'm not that great at doing that kind of thing.
Yeah,
like that's something more. That's more your speed, Andros. Which isn't true. I believe Micah's very good at doing podcasting and all that stuff, but just that built-in confidence. I just have it already, you know? I don't know if that makes any sense or that answers that question any better.
I mean, not really particularly to the like podcasting, but I would say I'm better at Smash Bros.
That's true.
But he is better at, I feel like, most Mario games.
A little warping on the eyebrow here, I think.
Maybe I'm just moving my eyebrow in some motion blur. I feel like one eyebrow is a lot bigger than the other.
Yeah, that's the problem. I could make the other one bigger. In the picture, it actually does appear bigger, and you're like raising it slightly more. So there is that. Yeah, I think people have the opinion that we don't like equally share the load, and I don't think that's necessarily fair to say. And you'll even say that. You'll be like, nah, Andros does way more than me, but Micah has our chemistry as a duo. Micah just has a different energy, and that translates also on the business side of Nintendo Pals, and where your strengths lie are just different, you know. Where I am so like more into making YouTube content and coming up with these like crazy ideas and doing stuff. And I don't know. I feel like that kind of adds to the flavor of what Nintendo Pals is, that it's not two Androses. It's an Andros and a Micah. So you kind of get a balance there, a yin and a yang of sorts. That's where I stand on it. I don't know if Micah feels the same.
Well, I just really like Camden's response saying, "I'm the pretty host."
Micah's the pretty host.
That's what I do better. The hair.
We should get a sponsor deal with like a. Well, actually, never mind. I was gonna say with a shampoo company, but I was well, actually. All right, we'll move on to the next one here.
I can hear tape slowly peeling. When milk is added to cereal, is it a beverage, a broth, or a sauce? Asks $2 Hero.
It's a weird way to say that.
It's a liquid.
It's a liquid.
Not everything has to have a label.
I think it's a broth.
You think it's a broth? Are you insane?
It's just fun to say. Like, oh, I'm adding some broth to my cereal. I have no idea. Where's Camden? Camden needs to have an
Broth is
opinion
a
on this.
soup consisting of meat or vegetable chunks and often rice cooked in stock. I feel like that's just
So
the
it
whole
has
thing.
it has to be meat based. Okay.
I thought that was the whole thing, and not. I thought like broth was the liquid part of that kind of soup.
So is it just a beverage that you're adding floaties to?
Well, that's the. Well, you're adding a beverage to the cereal.
Camden says broth can be veggie based, so there's that.
Yeah, meat or vegetable. Or in microbiology, it's a liquid medium containing proteins and other nutrients for the culture of bacteria. I feel like that could theoretically work, right? Milk has protein in it, right? You can culture bacteria in milk, maybe.
I'm making lip color now, Micah. Wish me luck.
Nice. Good luck.
I'm going to add skin color that I already have made to red and just hope that it kind of gets that pinkish look I need. We'll see. So far, it's just looking very red. I'm just going to go with it's just a beverage in there. It's just milk.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's definitely not a sauce. No siree.
Because you like it and you don't like sauce.
Yeah, most sauces are gross. Also, sauces they don't run the same way as a beverage like milk does. Sauces got to have some thickness to them.
I can see that. What's the next question?
What was your favorite birthday present?
For Nintendo Pals? Or just in general?
Just in general, I think. By Mr. the Magnificent.
Favorite birthday present I've ever got. Probably this. Something that comes to mind right away is this microphone. The Shure SM7B. It's a present from my wife, which is from our mutual bank account. So I guess it's a present to myself.
I always give myself the best presents.
Yeah. And then this was actually a Christmas gift, but I've used my headset so much, not just for podcasting, but also for gaming and whatnot.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of good presents. Kind of random one that sticks out is I like to play ping pong, and I played quite a bit more back in the day when I had other people to play ping pong with, essentially. But someone spray painted a ping pong paddle gold, and some ping pong balls.
Oh yeah, who did that? Who did that for you?
It was Jake and Enzo.
That was Jake and Enzo. Okay.
Their last name, just in case they wouldn't like that, I guess. But.
Yeah, no, we don't have to use their last name. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so I mean that's a unique gift that I still have in my room somewhere. I'm not 100% sure where it is, but I still got it. They also drew some cool designs, some Sharpies, some like cool swirly things or something.
That's funny because it's like such a homemade gift, but it's special, you know?
Yeah, that's why it's special. Also, someone once gifted me Micah in rock form. So I thought that was kind of funny.
That is pretty great.
And all those gifts for people give me like $20, you're heroes as well.
Mouths are hard. I've decided.
It looks like this next question is for you.
Okay.
I want you to describe the Zelda timeline. You have 60 seconds.
60 seconds. All right.
I forgot to bring up my timer.
Yeah, I'll bring it up. Give
Go.
me some time to think. Well, give me some time to think before
you have 60 seconds.
Has the timer started?
It has. I mean, I already gave you 7 seconds trying to.
Wait. Okay, wait. Reset it. I will start.
No, it's too late. You gotta go.
Starting. No, I'm starting
go
now. Okay, so Demise comes, wrecks the world. Zelda banishes him underground and raises all the people up into the sky. And then the people come back down because Demise comes back. They slam Demise back into the ground, and then Demise is like, nah, I'm going to keep reincarnating as Ganondorf now. And then Link goes on several adventures of killing Ganondorf and him coming back to life. And then they hit Ocarina of Time. There's a whole time travel mechanic, and it splits into 3 timelines. There's one where you died, and there's one where you survived and won, and then there's one where you went back in time and just stopped it all from happening. And each of those timelines has different games that are really fun, but they all kind of revolve around the same thing, with Ganon coming, Link coming to save Zelda. You got to get the whole Triforce together and wish for world peace. And yeah, was that 60 seconds? Or did I cross over?
Kind of. I mean, you cheated a little bit since you ended up having like 16 extra seconds
to think about it.
You didn't start when you're supposed to.
Yeah.
But if you don't count that time, then yeah, it was pretty much 60 seconds.
Excellent.
Also, I have a confession. That wasn't just a question for you, but I didn't want to answer it.
You got me.
I don't know if I said that was a question submitted by Mr. the Magnificent.
I feel like that was a pretty good explanation for 60 seconds.
Yes, it's not bad. Especially given like 0 prep time.
Yeah. Next question.
Have you ever been anywhere and someone recognized you from your streams / the podcast? Asks Solo something.
No.
Nope.
Maybe someday that'll happen. I guess there are people that recognize me from the podcast that know me in real life and know that I podcast. Oh, Muggles Moo says that there are a couple questions in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I see the one we have from Presto asking about tonight's Mario Kart tournament. We'll answer that after the podcast recording. But yeah, that was a typo on my part. We don't have multiple tournaments. It's just the one.
The first one.
And we also have Anna, I hope that's it right. Anna Cuss, too. Welcome. Wishing us a happy birthday. Thank you for being here.
Also, Camden asks which headset.
I use a SteelSeries. I don't know which version, but SteelSeries is what I'm using. Wireless.
And I use these that came with my phone.
Nice. Next question. This next question I'm excited to talk about.
Came with someone else's phone.
What Zelda has the best music from Purple Railu?
I mean, for all the talk about like Breath of the Wild not really having much music and whatnot, I feel like it might have the best. I mean, because it has a lot of like the old things just kind of done differently as well.
Yep. I was probably going to say this exact same answer. I was like, I actually, it has a very well done soundtrack because it calls back in a tasteful way.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah, so I mean, all of them add good things. I mean, Ocarina of Time obviously has a great soundtrack. Although, to be honest, last time I played it, I was like, these songs just aren't quite hitting the way I remember. But it still has some greats.
I feel like Twilight Princess has one of the best soundtracks as well. I just love the Hyrule Field theme from that. It's one of my favorite songs ever. But yeah, Wind Waker's also really good. Wind Waker's a fantastic
song. I feel like, I mean, with the baton and like the choir thing, I feel like the those songs aren't quite as good, but the music from in the game I think are really good. Just gotta go a little quick. I got like 20 minutes.
All right.
But next question by Schlimtor: waffles or pancakes?
I think I'm a pancake guy.
Yeah, pancakes. And
I like
I mean,
waffles though.
waffles are good. I like to have them with syrup and powdered a little bit of powdered sugar actually. But pancakes, I mostly like to just eat plain. Snag those pancakes and eat them.
What are we listening to here? Hold on. Oh, it's new song on the. We're listening to No Thoughts Head Empty, Nintendo niche music. We'll skip ahead.
Nice.
So that one had vocals for some reason. It's going to be a pain to edit in post. Take out all this stuff. Might just be left in. Who knows? What was the question? Waffles or pancakes? Pancakes.
Yeah.
Pancakes.
Pancakes,
I do think there is the benefit with waffles that it just kind of it stores syrup in it. Waffles are better for toppings, I'd say, because pancakes just have a runoff. But pancakes are a lot more like I can just slam pancakes, eat a ton of them. But if you're gonna have toppings, waffles are the way to go. That's a good question. I eat a lot of waffles, by the way.
Actually, I haven't had waffles or pancakes in quite a while.
Oh, really? But would you eat a pancake ice cream cone? Asks Third Strongest One in chat. Heck yeah, I would. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Why not?
Sounds good.
Mr. the Magnificent.
I gotta finish your eyes.
Oh. Good luck. Mr. the Magnificent asks, who has the best username in your Discord server?
That I think we might start some fights here. But speaking of Third Strongest Mole, I just love that username.
That's really good.
I think that is one of the best usernames in that I've seen online. So I really like Third Strongest Mole. And it's a reference to something. Like that's what's cool. It's for those that don't know, that's a reference to Earthbound. The third strongest mole in Earthbound. Which one is the third strongest mole? Well, they all say they're the third strongest, so who knows? But yeah, I think that's a really cool username. Do you have one offhand that you really like?
I have like several that are kind of tied.
Okay.
Of course, I forgot the first one I was going to say. I mean, I like saying Schlimtor.
I was going to say that as well.
And it makes me think of Skeletor as well, which is just an added bonus.
That's what it's from, actually. It's like I've talked to Schlimtor, and it's like they were making up characters for like what like a made up character in the He-Man universe would be, and Schlimtor came out of that, and everybody thought it was so funny that it just became his username.
That's great.
That's a cool story for that one.
I mean, I feel like Rizzle. That's just fun to say.
Oh, I forgot about Rizzle. Yeah,
Mr. the Magnificent or
I didn't
Presto
forget
the
about
Magnificent.
You, Rizzle. I just forgot about how great that username is. Presto the Magnificent.
I also just like saying Mr. the Magnificent.
I made a mistake, Micah. Your eye is coming out a little bit.
Hey, that's like just like I'm pretty. I feel like you captured the insanity of the look pretty good.
I don't think your mouth is big enough, but whatever. It's close enough.
Soul Something asks, "What do you want to see in the next Switch console?"
I feel like I have more answers for the.
Oh, did you for the best username?
Yeah, but Hambone Johnny. Hambone Johnny's also a good name. There's so many. And Purple Ryulu. I actually really like Purple Ryulu, even though I wasn't sure how to pronounce that.
Yeah, it is a fun one to say.
It is. It's such a
although I like mess up on it like
a lot of these names are like
time.
so I don't know like they just hit like such personality. And that one you just know there's personality behind. Whereas like, hi, I'm Andros. Like that's just my nickname from high school.
Yeah. Speaking of nicknames from high school.
I guess that's a big reveal. That's not my real name.
Yeah.
It's close enough. It's close enough to my real name. I hear it. People call me Andros more than my real name.
I'm sometimes tempted to call you Andros instead of your actual name when we're not podcasting.
Yeah.
But like speaking of nicknames from high school, there's also Jay on the Cob, which hasn't like commented on anything, but it's a friend from high school, and I gave him that nickname, which he doesn't actually really use that much. But I thought I was so witty because his name is Jacob. It's like Jay on the Cob. Jay Cobb, Jacob. It's incredible.
It is good.
And he's like, that's not that good. And my feelings were very hurt.
He used it quite a bit.
Yeah. But he also liked to go by Jay Cobbler because he likes cobbler a lot.
He's the one that gave me the nickname Andros.
Yep.
So there you go. Wow, this is something. This is something I got going here.
Hey, I'm impressed. I feel like the more I look at it, the more the coloring appears to be skin-like.
Once you look at it face on, I think it'll look better. But I gotta wait for this to dry, and I'll give you your pupils, and also do some other like detailing on like the ears.
Wow, detailing. Oops.
Yeah.
Actually,
next question, since we're running short on time for you here.
Oh yeah, what do you want to see in the next Switch console?
I actually really hope they stick with the Switch design and model, but what I want, VR. Let's do it, Nintendo. Like this thing right here, okay? It just clicks into a headset so that it has VR capability. Kind of like what the PlayStation does, where it sells the VR. They're selling PSVR, and you have your PlayStation, but you also have that attachment to do the VR stuff.
Yeah,
I think that's the next thing. That's what I'd like to see. I'm surprised we didn't see it with this. I mean, you kind of have it with Labo VR, but like let's not dip our toes anymore. Let's not get the cardboard involved. Let's make some nice, like at least decent VR.
Yeah.
with the Switch. The tech is there. It could happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'd kind of like to see some more Wii U capabilities. I think would be nice. That like second screen, so you can play using the Switch. But I mean, then you'd also have to have like the dock.
So then, like what's the point?
It's a big hassle, so like not really possible. But I think it'd be cool.
But like camera and microphone, like why did they get rid of that stuff? You know?
Yeah,
because they had that on the DS, so it's like I don't know, just kind of pull from what you had previously. That's what I want. Just basically a slightly beefier Switch, one that could handle doing
Switch
VR.
Pro.
Yeah, one that could handle doing VR, and that would be the next thing. It's the I don't know what they would call it. I think that they will be cautious to call it a Switch if they're going to do a full transfer. Yeah. So yes. Welcome, first time chatter, Abdullah. Thank you for being here.
I also want to see Metroid Prime 5 or 6 in the next Switch console.
Yeah. Metroid Prime 5 and 6, both.
Yeah.
Next question. What is the most fun co-op game Andros and Micah have ever played together? Or maybe the most played? Okay, so most played, it's. I mean, if you can count it, Fortnite.
Fortnite. Yeah.
But I'm not
really
going to count that
going.
because it's like it's an online game, and it's not like it's not necessarily a co-op experience. It's just an online shooter that you can play with friends. So with that aside, it's definitely Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yeah, at least for most time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was my answer as well. Like, that's such a great game.
And probably it might be the most fun co-op we've had together.
Yeah.
I don't know. We also really have enjoyed Spelunky 2 co-op. Spelunky 1 we played co-op and we had a lot of fun with, but we hated the locked camera.
Yeah, that was a little rough for
it was brutal. But
second player.
What other like co-op games? Do we go back? I didn't play this too much with you, but Desert Storm.
Oh yeah.
Is a good.
That was a great co-op game as well.
But that was
before
like
a bargain bin.
Yeah, that was before my time. You'd already played it to death by the time we started playing.
I've played that game like 5 times. That and the second one.
Yeah, I think the answer is Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. It's not even like a Nintendo
first party. Well, what Nintendo first party co-op games have we played together?
That's a good question.
Like nothing's coming to mind.
Like played through like New Super Mario Bros. U.
Oh yeah, we played a lot of New Super Mario Bros. Together. That's true. So, but I don't.
But we
consider
weren't
that
playing super cooperatively.
I don't consider that a cooperative experience. That's where Micah. We called Micah Murder Man.
Andros
Micah.
Was bloodthirsty in that game.
Yeah,
murdering baby Yoshis left and right.
That was Micah. That was
footstooling me as I'm carrying a baby Yoshi, so it falls into a pit.
Yeah, you're remembering that wrong. We have video evidence of all of this, so
I don't know. There are multiple instances with baby Yoshis. I guess next question by Brian.
There you go. You got your pupils now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you kind of have pupils in the style of Brock. Oh, but how would your lives and or channel be different if you had 1 million followers on YouTube?
I like this question a lot. What do you think? I'll let you answer first because I've given this one quite a bit of thought.
Well, I mean, it's like I don't necessarily know how many 1 million followers on YouTube is, but it sounds like a lot, and it sounds like an amount of followers where you could retire from your day job.
I was gonna say, but then you said from your day job. I'm like, okay, yeah. It's not necessarily a guarantee that you would be able to make enough money to sustain yourself at 1 million subscribers, as much as you'd think, off of like ad revenue and whatnot. But it is definitely enough to be sustainable if you're doing things right. So how would our lives and channel be different? I'm just taking this to be like, like how would things be different if you had like the resources to make the changes to do this full time? Also, we have a couple people joining the chat and the question asking who won the giveaway. Maybe I should put out a tweet. But N Johnson 5513 won the OLED. So thanks to everybody who entered. We really do appreciate it. Super helpful for us. But going back to the question, how would your lives or channel be different? And Chaz says, GG's. Yeah, we'll be doing more giveaways. I don't know if we'll do another OLED giveaway. It's a pretty pricey giveaway. Well, see, maybe we will with the new Patreon. How would our lives be different? I think for sure we would try and move closer I think we'd probably move Micah out to where we are.
Or maybe you'd move out to where I am.
Absolutely not. We could, like that. 1 million subscribers does not give us the cost of living where you live, unfortunately. I don't know how anybody affords to buy out where you're at. So yeah, we'd probably like try and find somewhere where we could move to be closer, and we'd probably do a lot more stuff live. Like the podcast would be
We'd be in the same place.
Yeah, like podcast from like the same studio. And so that we would do that. We'd also probably be putting out content a lot more. I think we would make it like a full-time thing at 1 million subscribers for sure.
Yeah,
we'd do our best to do that.
And I think get a review code for Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, I think what would be cool is like if we could like buy a house for Micah to have that would also like double as a studio in our current state. But I mean, who knows? By the time we hit 1 million subscribers, you have family of your own, you know, could have like a whole bunch. And so if neither of us has the kind of space to do that, we'd probably work on getting a separate space, like an office or something that we could set up to be a studio. Yeah. And we would do more stuff. We have ideas. Like I think it'd be really cool to do like a Tonight Show, but it's like gaming focused. I think that would be fun. I have this like dream of doing a Twitch stream that involves a dunk tank, and Twitch can control where the beanbag gets thrown. And you try and knock us into the dunk tank.
Everyone has to like choose a direction, and then it'll
yes, exactly. It's like Twitch plays Pokemon, but to try and get you into a dunk tank. I think that would be fun. But that would be spendy. But it's like big ideas like that I would love to do more of. That's a great question, Brian. I hope that answers that really good. I think our lives would be very different. And in a way that I would love to see. So let's get there. Let's get 1 million followers. You can go to the next question.
Mute Dog asks, how old are you two? And I am 27 for a bit more.
Yeah, you're about to turn 28, right?
Yep.
I'm 28.
Yep, he's the old one.
I'm so old. It's interesting because a lot of the Nintendo Palace demographics are actually older than us. Not like a ton, but a healthy portion are in the age range of like in their 30s. Yeah. Here's the thing, it's like I am a lot further along than a lot of people my age in like life, if that makes any sense. That like that not to down on it, but like I already have 3 kids and I'm in a career and I own my own home. I guess it's just a lot of people my age. Like a lot of people I work with that are my age, like they're not married. They're renting. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where you're at, and we're about the same age.
Me.
So I think I give like an old man vibe, and I feel like an old man. If that
and you like mowing, so you're officially an old man.
Yeah. I hope we don't just lose a bunch of our audience. They're like, oh, we've been listening to kids this whole time. Or maybe we lost a bunch of our audience. They're like, oh, these guys are old.
Yeah. People always think I'm younger than I am because I can't.
Really? Yeah. People think I'm younger than I am based off how I look. But then based off of my life circumstances, they think I'm older than I am. Well, I don't know.
So it averages out to be your age.
Exactly. trying to give you like eyelashes, and it's really just looking like weird dots.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you have a brush fine enough to like really go for eyelashes. I definitely don't.
I'm trying.
I guess
Okay.
next question: if they allowed Ubisoft, yeah, that's how I usually say it. If they allow Ubisoft Plus on the Switch, would you sub? I always have to like think of how I pronounce their name.
Yeah, this question comes from I can't see. It's also a great username. Using like numbers.
That's what it means.
you didn't see that?
I just
That's
like
pretty great.
yeah, something to do with C4. What does it mean?
Oh man, this was a mistake.
Oh, you shouldn't have gone for nostrils, yo.
Yep, it's always gonna look weird once we do nostrils.
I mean, I probably wouldn't get Ubisoft Plus. I don't know really what that entails. I haven't looked into it at all.
I asked follow-up questions on like what it has on it, and it has basically all of Ubisoft's library. So I mean, this would include like Assassin's Creed.
It's a pretty good amount of games.
What else does Ubisoft? Maybe Just Dance. Like this is how little I know about Ubisoft, and this is why my answer is no. I probably wouldn't subscribe. I just don't have an attachment to Ubisoft as a company. I don't play any of their games hardly at all. But I think it's a good service if you like their series and you want to play them. Like it's a great service because it has everything.
Yeah.
But if it comes to Switch, I guess is the thing, and I think that would be cool if it did come to Switch.
Yeah, I mean, more services are nice, even if I wouldn't use it.
Yep, agreed.
Then we have a second question, but I can't see. How many leg straps do you have for Switch Sports?
I have 0. 2. I have 2.
But I also don't even have Switch Sports. 2
official leg straps, but I also have they're either leg or arm straps from the Wii era for fitness games there that could technically work. So, and I think I have like 4 of those.
You get a whole soccer team.
Yeah, there you go.
When they add that.
Man, resetting the brush is a rough bit here.
Yeah, I generally didn't bother resetting my brush. But next question by Purple Riolu, the 4,567th. Do you have any pets? And I do not have pets.
You used to.
Yep. All of our pets have met with tragic ends. So we are relatively traumatized.
Just like this this picture is becoming very traumatizing.
You got a couple pets.
Yes, I do. I have a cat named Midna. And I also have a dog, Wesley. Both are like the best of their kind. Best cats ever, and one of the best dogs ever. Everybody says that, but like I seriously see
everyone does say that.
I see other people's animals, and it's just like I'm so lucky. Mine are so well trained and just love people. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you can attest. I've got some pretty good pets.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Monkey Thunder asks in chat, is that Nick Cage? So you're obviously doing something right with your painting.
It's turning out better than I'd hoped.
It's technically not, but it has the picture is based off of has been compared to that Nicolas Cage picture a bunch.
Which Micah pointed out to me, he is acting like a psychopath in that movie. So whatever that scene's from. So I was like, oh no, I didn't realize I was calling Micah a psychopath this whole time.
It happens.
It happened.
But I guess that everything you want to say about your pets.
Yep. That's everything. That's all I got for pets.
Next question by Mr. the Magnificent. What is a game somebody said they loved but just didn't click with you? Well, definitely Ocarina of Time. But I will read the rest of his question now, saying, besides Ocarina of Time, looking at you, Micah. It's too late. I answered before I read to that.
I'd probably say Don't Starve. It's a game like that for me. It just hasn't really clicked for me. And we have our friend group really likes it. I did like playing the Arena when they had that going for Don't Starve together.
I feel like Arena is easily the best part of Don't Starve. The Forge. That's what they called it.
I want to think of something big. Like you have your Ocarina of Time game. And I've already talked about Mario Sunshine on this show. But I wouldn't say it didn't click for me. I still enjoyed it. It just wasn't my favorite. And by the end, I was like, I'm so done. But what's like a big game that you tried and it just did not click?
Yeah, I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Yeah, LPD is saying Fire Emblem, but I really haven't given Fire Emblem a good go, so I can't really say Fire Emblem. I'm like thinking to popular series
Clock.
here. It's not a
Clock didn't really click with me.
It's not a popular game.
It's a game.
It is a game.
I like how you were the one that admitted it wasn't a popular game.
Well, I readily admit.
Well, no, this isn't popular. It's just a game somebody said they loved. You love that game, and it just didn't click for me.
Oh, what is a game somebody said they loved? Well, I'm trying to think of one bigger, just because I feel like that'd be more exciting. But I don't really have one that I can think of. It's like that was a miss for me. I guess
kind of Mario Kart. I do enjoy Mario Kart, but I don't have the same amount of love as most people seem to have for Mario Kart.
This is not Nintendo first party. Minecraft Dungeons. I have heard a lot of praise for that game, and I just can't get into it. I just can't get into it. I've tried. I have the game. I've played it on multiple occasions. It's just like, this is not fun. I don't have a good time with it. That's... Micah, here's the problem. There's no blemishes on your face. Now I'm looking at the picture more closely. Like your skin is too smooth and perfect here. I gotta
what are you trying to say about my skin?
I gotta add those details. I gotta add those details. There's like slight imperfections to the skin. You got like some holes of sorts. Some like marks.
I do got a couple of chickenpox scars. Although I think those are essentially faded.
Yeah, but they're there. Like they're faded, but they're there. I don't know. I'm looking at it right now. This is not.
I mean, it would make it more realistic, but I don't know if this is going to come across the way you want it to. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, I mean, I can't think of another game that sounds like, man, I love this game. I am slightly like that with Don't Starve. I do enjoy it, but also not as much as some people. And I tend to get burned out pretty quick playing it again.
Yeah.
So I guess we're on to our last question now. By Maddie Beth 6. What N64 games, if any, would you want to be added to the NSO expansion that hasn't been announced already?
I can't think of anything that I want off the top of my head. I think it has most of the library I want. Of them? I guess Donkey Kong 64 would be cool. Diddy Kong Racing. Some more of those rare.
I feel like last time I played Diddy Kong Racing, I was like, this game is so incredibly hard to control.
Yeah, it's more fun than Mario Kart to me on the N64. But I think Mario Kart holds up a little bit better, I guess. I don't know. So that's a hard one.
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to think of. I mean, Smash Bros. The original, that'd just be fun. But there are any like, I need this game. I mean, GoldenEye.
That would be cool. Sarge's Heroes, man.
Wow, yeah, that would be so good. Oh wait, pod racing.
Yeah, but they have remade that, so I don't think how.
Yeah, but it would be cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of a lame end to the questions because I don't really have a good answer for it. But Micah, I think I'm ready. I'm ready to show this full face.
Oh, and I am ready as well. Try not to be too impressed.
It's so bad.
You know what? I think it actually looked better at the other angle. But I have no room to. I mean, my nose is pretty big. I don't know if it's that big.
Yeah, it's a little disproportionate now that I'm looking at it.
It's just as wide as my mouth. But yeah, here's you.
This is the stuff of nightmares right here, everybody. But I worked so hard.
How big is your board? Yours is a lot bigger than mine. There you go.
Okay, well, let's hold it at an angle then. Is that better like that?
I don't know. I've seen it. I can't unsee it now.
Actually, at this angle, it's not too bad.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like you don't quite have the angle that the insane look quite should be at. So it looks a little better.
Both paintings looked better at an angle, says chat. Oh, so in chat. Well, there you have it. That wraps up episode 92 of Nintendo Pals Podcast, our anniversary special. We announced a Patreon. We gave away a Switch OLED prior to recording, but we did that. We talked about new announcements for the show and more to come. So we're excited. Thank you so much for sticking with us for these 2 years. Remember to check out patreon.com/Nintendo Pals and stay tuned for some sweet sponsorship deals that we got coming and more. All right, Micah. With that, I guess we'll close it out here with a closing remark by Micah. We'll talk to y'all next week.